your point of women shouldn't be in leadership roles, um, I was just saying we come from that. If we know our true story and really study our true story, we would know that there were plenty of women leaders. A lot of people think that that movie, The Woman King, was just like something that came to somebody's head and they made it. No, the Dahomey tribe was a real tribe. Uh,
Okay,
they
so
their traditions was the brother. Well, as far as the two, because you need man and woman, so the two ruled. But in regards to our ancient story, we come from a long line of women warriors who led.
got it. All right. So your story is, and what I'm going to do is because it's still an echo when I speak, but they could still hear you now, so it's fine. But when I speak, I'm going to mute you every time I speak, right? But when you're speaking, I'm not going to be muted. I'm still going to be able to speak and stuff like that. Okay?
Okay.
Because there's no the delay in the echo is coming from your end. Okay, so pretty much you're on a stance of back in the history, Black people's history, in Africa, women led. There were many women led nations, and you are under the belief that the movie Woman King is based off of a true story, and there were really women kings. That's weird because the king title is to a man. The queen title is to a woman. And the only way a woman even gets a prestige title like that is unless a king makes her a queen. There was never any such thing as a woman being called a king. So there's a lot of things just wrong with in that dynamic itself, but you're also under the ideology that women can lead. So let me just go ahead and ask you some questions. So first question is, who do you think is better at leading, men or women?
Well, actually, being that we are from this paradigm in this era, we have never had a woman leader. So, but you do have many countries that still do have women prime ministers and women
I got
leaders.
it. But real quick, that's not my question. My question is,
Who
who do
would
you
I
think,
say?
yep, who do you think is better at leading, men or women?
I would say probably men because we were raised that way. And that is a learned behavior. We were
Okay,
raised
so you
that way.
said that the only reason why you think that men are better leaders is because you were indoctrinated to think that men are better leaders.
Correct.
If we take indoctrination away, right, and if you can just use your own free thoughts, who do you think is a better leader, men or women?
I would say women, but you will want to try to make me a feminist because I say that.
I mean, I do think that you're a feminist, but we'll get into that. But I want to understand why you think women are better leaders. I want to go to your true core beliefs, what you think, not what no one else thinks. So, why do you think women are better leaders than men?
I believe that women would make a better leader because we are more compassionate. We think things out more thoroughly. Now, men are more analytical. Y'all get that. Y'all are that. But in regards to patience, compassion, and nurturing, so I just believe that we would. I mean, the whole situation we're in right now with the two people that we have to choose from, um, neither one of their records are, good records. So I'm gonna just say that like that. But if we get back to our natural selves, as far as being African centered and not so indoctrinated by European customs, yeah, women would be the best choice.
Okay. So, you stated that women are better leaders because they are more compassionate, they are more patient, and they are nurturing.
Mm.
Okay. So, you think that those qualities are leadership traits?
They are a part of what makes a good leader, yes. Less
Okay.
wars, less conflict. I mean, nowadays, if you're looking at
So
what
you think
we're,
that so you think that so let's just have a logical discussion.
yeah,
You
we
said
are. Yep,
passionate, patience, and nurturing. You said that I think that those are some of the qualities that makes a good leader.
correct.
And then you are expounding on it, well, because
Less
more
conflict.
less conflict. Okay, so you think that there would be less conflict with having patience?
Hmm.
Okay. How would it be less conflict if you are patient?
Because you're able to communicate and work things out in a more rational way versus, okay, well, my ego, my pride, I am the head and I see it, the head nigga
Okay,
in charge.
so you said rational, right? We're gonna pick apart everything you're saying.
Okay.
You said that. Well, okay. Well, I think that, and I'm repeating what you're saying back, so you understand. So I'm not. I'm still meaning what you're saying, so you know I'm not trying to manipulate you because I want to put words in your mouth, right? Cool. So you said that the patience and stuff like that that would lead to more rational thinking.
Hmm.
So rational thinking is someone that prioritizes reality and truth and logic over feelings, right?
True.
Got it. So women are higher in, let's just speak about the biology now. Women are higher in estrogen. So that means that they feel more emotions. Women are higher in trait neuroticism. That means that they feel more negative emotions, right? So
Where,
women
where, the,
experience more units of negative emotions per situation. This is a fact in the world of psychology. That is true.
and what, and by what statistics do you get that? I
You
mean,
can
are
look it
we
up.
going by
You
the
can look it up.
DSM?
You can,
Are,
it's in the CDC. You can look it up. All the psychologists know is this. These are facts. So it doesn't mean, right, that men don't feel negative emotions. All human being feels negative emotions.
mhm.
But when you look at the averages, right, women on average experience more negative emotions than men. And
I
we
would
see
think,
this in the world in general when women get triggered by so many things. Obviously, she's felt more negative emotions to it. That doesn't mean that you yourself feel a lot of negative emotions. That means that women in general, on average, experience more negative emotions than men. This is why, even in divorces, think about it, women initiate 70 to 80% of the divorces. Well,
that
we
is
can say there's many reasons the man is doing bad things and all of this. You could say if you blame it all on the man isn't the one that's leaving the woman. The woman is the one that's leaving the man. So meaning that she's feeling so many much more negative emotions and even the situation may not even be that big. So women will leave the situation. They don't lead anything. If they are leading, they lead whatever they are leading to the end. Now let's
true.
expound on a few of the other points you made. So let's go back to the leadership part. So you said some of the qualities that leaders embody is compassion,
That's,
patience, and nurturing, right? So do you think that those are qualities in a leader that needs to be prioritized?
yes, I do. Like I
Got it. So
said, that's
what about these ones, right? So patience, that's the opposite of being assertive. If you have all of this patience, you may need to act. Leaders know when to act, and you may need to act quick. You may need to act
mhm,
tactical. You may need to deductive problem solve. You may need to have some
mhm,
spatial awareness, which men have more
mhm.
spatial awareness than women have. This is why women are bad with directions, but men aren't. You may need to be stronger because if you are stronger physically, you're more likely to have compassion. Think about it. If I know I'm stronger than you and you get upset, I'm more likely to have compassion with you because I know that I can destroy you, right? You are weaker. So if you get upset, you're not having any compassion. You're like, well, I'm just going to wow out and go all crazy because you're not looking at it like that. I look at women, real men look at women as little kids, like children almost, because we could destroy you. We can crush you. So we have more compassion to the weak. If you are weak, you have no compassion for the strong. It doesn't go the opposite way. Strong has compassion for the weak. Weak does not have compassion for the strong. Weak envies the strong. Weak is afraid of the strong and they lash out at the strong. strong. They want revenge from the strong. They want to pull the strong down to try to equalize the playing field. It's the total opposite. So these things that you're saying that you're embodying that should be prioritized as far as compassion, patience, and nurturing, those are not the things that leader embodies. Leaders embody logical thinking, meaning you think first before you let emotions fog your judgment, right? You are a linear thinker. You are a tactical thinker. You are a deductive problem solver. You are assertive. Now, compassion, patience, those are things that all human beings need to have.
Can I speak now?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, because you like went on a little tangent there, but
Well, I was asking you questions so I can get information, and then I gave you a rebuttal.
okay, your rebuttal seemed
Yeah.
like a little tangent that was a little emotional driven.
No,
But
well, passion, that's what it was, but a tangent is when it's scattered, right? Mine was very right to the point.
what, brother Fugazee? Is that what that is? Is that your name?
No, that's not my name.
What's your name, baby?
Cooley.
Cooley. Nice to meet you, Cooley.
You don't know you on my podcast. You don't know my name? You ain't do your research? What?
Well, actually,
This is why you can't be a leader.
Listen.
I would never go on someone else's stream and not know their name. It's a prime example.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Cooley. Compassion, yes, is a very good trait for a leader. Because if you're compassionate, you put yourself in somebody else's shoes. So therefore, you're not rushing to judgment. Two, having a nurturing mindset does not make you want to destroy another person, which you seem to feel like a good leader needs to be able to destroy something.
No,
and you should not want
no,
to
that's not what I said. So you use compassion before, right? So let's speak about compassion, so we can understand it.
I'm going on all of the things that I said because
Okay, got it. So in regards to compassion, right? Let's take it point by point, like we was doing before, right? So in regards to compassion, women are physically weaker than men. Do you agree to that truth or no?
Well, that's biologically. That's just a biological
That's a biological fact. Okay, let's speak about it logically, right? If someone is physically stronger than someone else, I would argue that they're more likely to be compassionate.
But we see different in our society.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
I don't think it's incorrect. Domestic violence statistics don't think it's incorrect.
That is incorrect. Women hit men. Men just don't report it because we're compassionate. It's like, we're not going to call the police. These little hits didn't even hurt. I'm trying to tell you, men are more compassionate than women because we're physically stronger. You know that your sexuality can be taken from you and all women's sexuality can be taken from them.
And we don't
all
talk
of them.
about...
Let me finish real quick. Let me finish. All women on this planet, your sexuality, your virginity can be took from you by men. And guess what? The majority of women on this planet, it isn't taken from men. Men aren't taking your vagina from you. Men go through the regular courting process. You know why? It's because men have compassion for the weak. We know that we are physically stronger than you, but we still court you. We don't have to court you. You think, wait, time. Listen, let's go to the base root of things. I want to tell you something. Listen, Crown Goddess, I want to tell you something. You truly living in La La Land. You thinking that all of these women are just, well, we have more compassion and life is so good. Like, yeah, I wasn't raped when I was young. Now we know the cases, the small cases out of all the billions of people in the world. We know that there are small cases of bad men that do bad things. I'm not excusing that. Those people are idiots, right? They're bad. They should go to jail. Actually, more than jail. They deserve the death penalty if you are raping a woman. But those cases are the exception to the rule. The majority of women living in America aren't being raped, right? With that being said, men still are capable of taking everyone's virginity, every woman's virginity. Even the most smallest docile man can take a woman's virginity. Meaning take it, not like she's going to give it up to him. He can physically take it without her authority. But men aren't doing that. So I'm telling you, we are physically stronger and we have compassion. If we didn't have compassion, it would be grape would be like prevalent. It would be a prevalent thing, meaning that it's happening every day. But it's not happening every day because we have compassion for you. So what I'm telling you, the strong have compassion. The weak don't have compassion. Weak don't even live in reality. They envy the strong.
Okay, brother Cooley. All right, so I want to just point out real quick on your stream, right? How your behavior as far as the conversation and how you communicate changed from the last brother to me. Because now you are dominating the conversation, whereas the last person that was on the live, you patiently waited for them to finish their statements.
That is
So that
incorrect.
is a
The
narcissistic
last
male trait.
conversation on a panel wasn't a debate. What are you talking
Well,
about?
that's true. That's
What are
sort
you?
of true.
And
That's a
also, the
little bit
last
true.
person I had on the channel, the one guy,
Yeah.
it was a moment that I got passionate with him. It was a moment when we were speaking about politics and I got passionate with the guy and I was screaming at him like, bro, what are you talking about? That doesn't make sense.
But what I'm
So
saying
if we're being
is,
truthful, Crown Goddess, the same energy I'm giving you is the same energy I gave that other man at one moment in a conversation because he was just living in delusion land, right? And this is how I'm viewing this conversation, that you're living in delusion land.
so
Like,
anybody that does not agree with your statements is delusional. Is that what you're saying?
well, you think that women are better leaders than men, and you would choose a woman leading a nation and leading a family over men. That's
Yeah, yeah.
delusional.
Well, no, we didn't say nothing about family. We said the nation and
Well,
women leaders. In
listen,
ancient time, wait,
before a
can I
nation
finish?
starts, I know, but like you saying things that's so incorrect. Before a nation starts, a relationship starts. Looking at, because the conversation that I was having with the young lady was she thought that women are better leaders. And on the grand scheme of things, men have a natural proclivity to create. This is why the majority of inventions and creations have been created by men. 99% of them, women created, let's say, 1% or even probably less than 1% of all of the things that we're seeing and touching, right?
So when you talk in absolutes, when you say women don't create anything, well, we create life. Here's another thing. I would say this is
Well,
that
women don't create life.
well,
Oh, wait, actually, let me make you bigger. My bad. I didn't know you were small.
I would say this is that between the men and the women, we are the holders of life, and we are the givers of life, and then we are the nurturers of life. So to
Well,
say that we just don't create anything altogether, or we don't do anything, I believe it's because of like how society had the structure set up. I understand that if society wasn't set up the way it was, then it would put the woman in a situation to where the woman would have to then create. It's just that because society set up the way it is, it makes a woman based on how the role of the woman was back in those times. They didn't have the reason to create anything. But if you put now that education and things like that are more open, you have more women creating. So
I think your presupposition is incorrect on this as far as create, right? You said that women are the creators of life. Women aren't the creators of life. Men hold the seed of life. Women just bring about life. Does that make sense to you or no?
so you're saying that men are the creators of life, women just bring about life.
Yes.
You know what? I have a different aspect of like religion and things like that. But I do have like that list.
But I don't got to speak about religion. I can speak about it just biologically, right? So let's think about it
Well,
biologically
the
and
only
let's
thing that a sperm
take.
does is create a spark that activates the egg. So
Okay, well, let's just think about it biologically, right? Let's just take religion and everything. Let's strip it all the way down to its pure level. Men, we are physically stronger than women. With that being said, this means that we have the ability of force. We wield the enforcement mechanism, meaning what we can force, then it will be. I repeat, what we can force, it will be. Now,
But that
men,
does not mean it will end up in a pregnancy, though.
let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
What men can force, it will be. So with that being said, men, we don't need permission. With societal laws and regulations, we need permission. We have the ability to take women's sexuality. Now, I don't promote this. This is, you get it? No. Guys, grape is wrong. It is bad. Don't ever do it. Don't even think about it. But we're just getting to the root for the debate. We are capable of taking the virginity from the woman without her authority.
Okay.
Generally speaking, men can do that, right? So with that being said, even if you're looking at procreation, women don't even have a say in it because we can just take it, right? So think about it. If I can take something, your word doesn't matter. Your word or your say or your belief or your no don't matter if I will the force. Now, I don't promote this. I'm just saying if I willed it, I can take it. It will be. So with that being said, even if we strip it down to that level of the physicality of it, men create. Because in order for life to come into existence, we can take it and then we can procreate, right? Without her authority. She can't do that the other way around. She can't take it from us. So let's strip it all the way back to the level. If she wanted to procreate, meaning that she wanted to bring about life, she can't take it from a man. But guess what? If I want to bring about life, I can take it and I can bring about life. And let's just say, like you said, well, maybe that woman can't. She's infertile. Well, I can keep taking until someone is fertile. Do you get it? Now let's look at it. It's a harsh conversation to have, but it's a realistic conversation because manipulation happens when you focus on the effects instead of getting to the root. Now let's look at it from a biological standpoint, the internals of the man and the woman. Men, we hold the seed of life. Not only that, do you know the placenta comes from the man? The placenta doesn't come from the woman. When the man impregnates a woman and plants his seed in a woman, the genetics that the placenta comes from the XY chromosome, not the woman at all. It comes directly from a man. And guess what? The placenta, it acts as a parasite and it attaches onto the mother and it takes from the mother. It takes the nutrients. It takes all of the things that the baby needs to survive. So guess what? Not only do we take physically the physical aspect down to it, but our own seed takes from the woman. It takes the blood. It takes everything. That's what the placenta holds, the nutrition, all of it. So what I'm trying to tell you, men created life. It started with us. And you can Google it. I know you're Googling right now. Placenta came from the man.
Okay.
So, but anyways, that ends it there. Men lead, women follow. So if you like that clip and you want to watch more, click right here. But if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.